What is up, everybody? Shauna D. Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys had yourselves a great weekend. We are back with another new review or series review that we will be doing. We are talking about The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, dropped last night on HBO Max, and pretty good episode to kick things off. Not a lot that I didn't like about it. Just pretty much a kind of catch you up episode after the events that happened in season 1. Now, obviously, episode 1 of this season kicks off with the aftermath of what happened when Joel took out some of the fireflies at that hospital after rescuing Ellie. We get our first look at Abby. Now, although there have been pictures of her leading up to the release of episode 1, I don't know anything about this character whatsoever. So I'm kind of going in this with fresh eyes with this particular character. Originally on the gaming channel, we were supposed to do a playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2 to kind of go along with us reviewing the series. I could never get the game to work on PC for some reason, and so I just decided to scrap it. Maybe down the line, I'll try to replay that at some point. But yeah, episode 1 of season 2 kicks us off with 5 years down the road after the events of season 1. And Ellie has, 19, going through basically her teenage rebellious stage, as all teenagers tend to have. We pick up with her, looks like to be a training session, and she got caught up in a moment. There's a little bit of recklessness here as well, and that we see throughout the episode. There a lot of moving parts going on in this episode. We have Ellie, and then we have Joel with the therapy. Now, when it first came out that Joel was going to be in therapy, a lot of people were kind of like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this? A lot of people are kind of like apprehensive about the whole thing. And then watching the episode, you're kind of like, oh, this is actually an interesting thing, because the therapist that Joel is seeing, apparently Joel killed her husband. I don't know when that happened, if that was like in season 1. I don't remember. I mean, I might have missed it, but he apparently killed this woman, this therapist husband, and she was definitely drinking the sauce. She was just heavily drinking in this episode, and like she could only keep it down for so long before she needed to say what she needed to say. And the same thing, she tried to get Joel, like, what is eating you? Did you hurt Ellie? Like, what is going on with you? And Joel just gets up, leaves, and just says he saved her. Now, later on in the episode, we see her have like a smug look on her face when Joel kind of intervenes between a resident of Jackson after he called Ellie, and I guess Kat's her name, Dykes. So she's probably enjoying the little tussle or the little anger session that's going on between Joel and Ellie. Now, again, this is 5 years. Joel probably has not even told Ellie about it. Ellie probably thinks Joel is hiding something from her. You could definitely tell at the end of the episode of season 1 where they were on their way to Jackson, and she was like, did everything go down the way you say it did? And Joel's like, yeah. And so she's not very much feeling he's telling the truth. So this is probably just a situation where, like, she probably knows Joel's not telling the truth, but he's not going to come forth and be honest about it. At least not yet. Probably he will at some point down the line. But just to backtrack a little bit, with Abby at the beginning, we see that they kind of like laid to rest all the people that Joel killed, and she wants a revenge tour on Joel. And you hear them talking because, like, they don't know if it's Joel or Joe. There's different aspects about him that they don't really know. And then Abby just like 50s, gray haired, da 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 da. Some even call him handsome. So she has nailed the detail of what Joel looks like down to a T. and she is on a revenge tour. So her and another Firefly they're planning on going to Seattle, link up with the crew there, and they're planning on killing Joel. Now we do see at the end of the episode of them finding Jackson as well, so that's gonna be interesting. We're kind of like already hitting the ground running, which I kind of like. Now I believe I think because season 3 has already been greenlit. Now, whether Pedro Pascal's in it or not, that's a different story, because I believe my understanding of the game, Joel kind of he dies at the beginning of the game, but a lot of people think they're gonna kind of like use that as the hook at the end of the season. They think that's when it's gonna happen, that Joel dies. They don't I don't know. Could be. But yeah, season 3 has already been greenlit. So we pick back up with Ellie. She's with Joel's brother, just taking out a few infected here and there. And he plans on putting her on gate watch because Ellie's been a little bit reckless lately. And she just she's being very much rebellious right now, not following the rules and everything. And she's getting kind of fed up because Joel's kind of like watching her like put in restrictions, basically. I guess the restrictions is probably not the right word I want to use, but like at the beginning when she's like doing her little fight training, like one of the guys was pulling punches, and Ellie got mad when she found out that, you know, they didn't want to answer to Joel if she was like knocked out from a punch, and she's like, don't pull punches. And then you find out that Joel's brother, you know, he's worried about, Joel's worried about you, and just let's take you off this run, this Alpine run for a bit. And ultimately he caves and puts her on it, as long as she follows what the patrol captain says. And apparently they don't talk about it, the fact which makes sense, I guess, where they don't talk about Ellie being immune. Obviously Joel knows, and his brother knows. It seems like those, and Ellie, obviously, it looks like those three are probably the only people that know that Ellie is immune. It's like people have been dogging Bella Ramsey, I even since season 1, but especially with season 2, because they did the same little cover shot of the game, with the game, and then with Bella Ramsey, where it's like you got the showed Ellie's face and stuff like that, and you can just tell it just looks, it doesn't look that great. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I wonder if I could find it. Let's see. I wonder if I can find it. Was it this one? Let's see. It's this. Yeah, so you kind of like see here, this is kind of what I'm talking about. And I think, oh, here we go. Oh, it's not clearing up for me. Okay. So like here's, Ellie in the game, obviously. And then the one of Bella Ramsey that they did for HBO for the series. And it just looks very much, it doesn't look that great. So, but anyway, so we do get a little bit more of Dina. Even though we didn't really see much of her at the beginning in season 1, except for her kind of like creeping on Ellie and Joel when they got to Jackson. Looks like they're not in a relationship yet, even though they both have dated other people within the community. I think Dina's dated some guy, I guess it's a guy named Jesse, and then uh, Ellie dated Kat, who wasn't really sure about her at first, but she was pretty wild when she got a few drinks in her, honestly, towards the end of the episode. But they did show a clip where so they go into this supermarket after tracking down a blood trail and looks like a bunch of infected took down a bear. Um, Ellie and Dina go into the supermarket to basically kill whatever's left in there. I guess there may be clickers or well, there was a clicker. Um, and I forgot what the other one was. What runners? I think that's what the names. Um, and then we get our first interaction with looks like to be a smart variant version of an infected, kind of like what you saw in Walking Dead. How I guess the the walkers evolved, become a little bit more intelligent. It seems like so we basically got that same situation here, where after Ellie killed a clicker, her and Dina joke around. She falls through a floor. I do love the shots of when Ellie is kind of like scoping around a place, trying to find a way out. You have that smart that I don't know what they're called, but the smart variant infected kind of like scurrying around in the background. It's not clear; it's very blurred because the way the camera sets up, and it's you got the clear picture of Ellie, but then in the background you can see it scurrying around, and as she's like going through shelves, the camera lingers just enough to where you can see it kind of like track her. And this is where Ellie gets a little bit reckless because she thinks this is a regular infected creature. No, this was a lot. This was has some level of intelligence to it because when Ellie goes to chase after it, it hides and it waits for the right moment to attack her. It was very ugly looking to look at as well. Um, and so she gets bit. She's able to kill it, and obviously she's got to hide the fact that she was bit. But like I'm very interested in these kind of these infected creature, infected beings. I can't think of what it's called. I haven't played the game, so I don't know what it's called. But I'm very interested in checking them out, seeing more of them. And that was kind of the thing about season one, where it's kind of like for a show that has like infected in it, you don't really see a whole lot of them. I'm trying to think of all the. Obviously, you had I think episode two, maybe episode two or three. I think it was episode two. Um, was Ellie, Joel, and I don't know, I forgot her name. Not Sarah. That's the daughter's name. It'll come. I feel like it'll come to me a little bit later. But anyway, um, I'm glad we kind of got some zombie action, kind of like right into this first episode. It was like seeing some of the clickers and these new variant infected that we're getting. And then an interesting note was they're doing some construction work. It looks like throughout the town. They're letting more people in. Um, the communist wife is the best way to put it because I don't remember her name. She's not really communist, but well, I think technically she is. That's beside the point. Um, he they're like clearing pipelines and there's roots and stuff that's like spread out throughout it. And at the end, after like it's like New Year's Eve for them, and at the end you see that there's like fungi or kind of like moving around in it. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with that aspect. And then we have the whole dance scene. Um, Kat's clearly drunk. Uh, but I mean, so Kat and Ellie dated, but they were having us. They were feeling themselves, and you know, to be fair, they're over here making out. It was a family event. I mean, let's not everybody enjoys seeing PSA, uh, um, or the public dis or PDS. Is it? Wait, what? How is it? public display of affection. PDS? No, that's not. Oh no, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Anyway, people get a little uncomfortable when like people make out in front in public or something like that. Some people do. Then the guy calls him a dyke. Joel kind of jumps in, and it's a little heated moment between Ellie and Joel, and it's there's just tension building up between them. So they're definitely something that's gonna eventually gonna discuss at a certain point. So, but yeah, I'm trying to remember what else with it. They end up having a council meeting before the New Year's party and everything, and just going over and just going over everything that happened. And they're like, Dina's lying, but I believe Ellie. And she apparently she has been feeling like something big's coming. She can't put her finger on it, so she just feels like something something troublesome is heading their way. From the promo clips and trailers that we've seen, it does look like something is coming. So it's gonna be interesting to see on how this shapes out. But pretty good episode just to start off season 2. I don't think there's really anything I can pinpoint that I didn't like. It just felt more of like an episode to kind of get you caught back up, introduce to new people, and then we're going to get things going. I wouldn't be surprised if like episode 2 is probably going to be more of an Abby episode. We'll kind of get a little bit of the backstory on her. But overall, I thought episode 1 to kick off season 2 was relatively good. But that's pretty much it for me, guys. Just wanted to do a quick little review. Drop in the comment section. Tell me what you think about season 1 or season 2, episode 1. Love to hear your thoughts. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. You can also check out the gaming channel down in the description below for all things gaming. Also check out everything here for all things podcasting. But guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. And I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.